Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. Some of us get a 3-day weekend, some of us don't. I wanted to just come on here for a brief moment and talk about the spiritual warfare that's going on in the esoteric realm. Um, I don't have a whole lot to say on this because I rise above it. I try really hard to rise above it. Even with the last video I had posted on Doreen Virtue, I did have some negative comments, and I could either engage or not engage. I chose not to engage. There are people that troll in this world that troll you, want to engage in a fight, and my suggestion is if you're looking for something like that, there's many political platforms you can go and do that kind of stuff. I won't go down to your level and do that because I'm true to myself and I'm true to my craft. But I did want to talk about something I had seen on another YouTube channel about the difference between the dark and the light. There's a lot of, Wiccans that go around saying, oh, and we harm none. Do what thy will, but harm none. And then there's the darker side of things. And I wanted to let you know what my stance is on all of that. I do not believe in harm none. I'm not a black witch. I believe in those shades of gray. I guess I steer towards a more Strega mantra things, and that is my cat. There's a bunch of paper in the background. My cat got into the paper shredder this afternoon, and I've been cleaning up paper left and right, so please ignore that mess over there. Thought I picked everything up. I must have missed a spot. Anyway, back to my topic. The Strega method is and not harm the innocent. Now, that doesn't mean that a witch that's constantly cursing someone for just the hell of it and not having any justification for it. Well, even though witches don't believe in karma, karma will come to you for doing crap like that. Sorry. It's the way the universe works. When we talk about witches not having karma, for example, if you come to me and you pay me to put a hex on someone, if you're not fully open and outright with me on the situation, the matter at hand, the karma won't come to the practitioner, which is myself. It'll go back to the person that paid for the service if they're not open and honest with me and tell me only half-truths if I go and hex someone. If you can't hex, you can't heal. And that's my philosophy. And with that being said, that doesn't mean I go around doing the dark arts and dark spells. However, anyone that calls themselves a witch has to be educated on the darker side of things. That is my philosophy. You have to know and educate yourself on the darker side of things. And what one perceives as dark, another may perceive as the light. Remember, you can't have dark without light. You can't have good without evil, night without day, sun without moon, male, female. If everything was all good or everything was all evil, this would offset the balance of nature, the yin and the yang. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that. I'm going to fix my camera a little bit. I wanted to clarify that a little bit with everybody, just so you know, there's always those shades of gray. I am not Wiccan. I practice an ancient method of astrology. I am an occultist. I did start out Wiccan back in the day, but I am not Wiccan now. I always go on Sunday, and it's so very quiet in here on a Sunday. Anyway, that was just my little rant. I've watched a lot of other videos from a couple of other people I follow. I think her name is Tarot Moon. And I watched one of her videos earlier about this. And I just thought I'd stick my 2 cents in, opinions. You know what opinions are like. But that is my stance. Nature is both cruel and kind, so is magic. And anyone who practices a nature-based path like Wicca or paganism, you must understand that life is cruel and kind, as in nature. It mirrors our lives like nature. Remember that when someone says, oh, you better not do this or you better not do that. I remember, and I'll give you a perfect example. Back in the day, this is when I was in my 20s, I'm in my 40s now. Back in the day, I've been involved in various covens and whatnot. I was always told, oh, don't you dare bind. Binding is bad. Don't do binding. Binding, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that is not true. Okay, yes, you bind someone that, you can bind someone that's doing harm to themselves and to others, but you can bind yourselves to almost anything. You can bind yourself to a job you love. You want to bind yourself. When you're binding, maybe one day I'll do something on here about binding. I'm a little leery to do any kind of spells since the last one I did got taken off my channel by I don't know who the hell complained, but okay, whatever. Binding has its advantages. I bind myself to eating healthy and being healthy. I bind myself to this excellent job I have. There are many things you can bind, even our own selves. It doesn't have to be binding a certain individual. You can bind your animals to never run away. There's so many positives to binding that this is such a misconception. And that's what I wanted to talk about, the spiritual warfare that's going on. I saw it many months ago. I couldn't believe it. And it's happening, but it doesn't matter what color your skin is. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, Latino. It doesn't matter. This is happening in the pagan community throughout YouTube and throughout other places. And it's rather sad, in my opinion. But like I've said before, this is the spirit of the world. What's happening above is happening below. Okay? I don't play those games. And there's a few people that I follow that I know don't play those games either. So if you're insulted with what I say or what I put out there, you don't have to listen. This YouTube channel is not made for young souls. Understand that. Okay? This channel's not made for you if you can't get the concept of what I'm talking about. Okay? You're a young soul. You may never get it in this lifetime. It may take a few more lifetimes before you evolve into a human being that you should be. Not the one that they tell you to be. And like I said, I wasn't going to be on here that long. I just wanted to touch base with everyone on like what my beliefs are and what my stance is on this. As pagans, as witches, as occultists, whatever you want to call yourselves, voodoo priestess, and I see a lot in the African American community, in the esoteric realm, fighting with each other. And it, like I said, it knows no color. I see it with white girls doing it. I see it all over. It's really sad. And there are some charlatans out there, yes. And I have a pretty good idea of who they are. Okay. I have been given some gifts of psychic ability. I could pretty much pinpoint a bullshit artist a mile away. You give me their stars and I can let you know more about them than they know about themselves, but through their celestial identity. But I just wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about this because I know a lot of people are getting flack for it. I know a lot of people are feeling annoyed and disgusted and downhearted about it. And there's an expression, opinions are like, you know what? Everyone's got one and everyone stinks. Sometimes people are ruled by the green-eyed monster of jealousy. I'm actually seeing this going on right now at a radio station I DJ for. And when you're successful, when you've achieved success, they're jealous. It's jealousy. And I'm noticing that with some YouTubers on here that have become successful. Okay. I admit there are some things I watch on YouTube, especially in the realm of astrology, where I don't agree with. I think there's some people who don't do astrology that like to talk about astrology that really should just shut up and not talk about it at all. If you don't have the knowledge in it, don't talk about it. As a pagan, I dabble in many different things, but I'm not going to come on here and talk about something I have very little knowledge about just for the hell of it, just to show off and let people think I know what I'm talking about when I really don't, because then you're a bullshit artist and your word doesn't have much valor to it. But I wanted to just come on here and talk about that for a few minutes and just say to those ladies and gentlemen out there that do what they do and get a lot of criticism for it, I want you to continue to walk your walk and speak your truth. There's always going to be haters in this world. Remember this, okay? There's always going to be haters in this world. There's always going to be people that... Here's an expression my astrology teacher years ago told me. When you make them think they love you, when you really make them think, though, they hate you. And I never really knew what he meant by that until recently. Now I know exactly what he meant by that. When you make people really think, and I mean really go down deep into the core of things and really think outside the box, some can't grasp that. Some are not at that level of transformation yet. Okay? I call them young souls or even lost souls. So to all my YouTube sisters out there and brothers who do this and get a lot of flack for it, realize that they're young souls. Realize that you, the esoteric, the occultist, the witch, whatever you want to call yourself, goddess, you are the advanced soul. You are the one who can see beyond the, how do I say it? You can see beyond the, I don't want to say prison cell, but you can see beyond the prison cells of religion and know that there's more out there. People who talk about New Age and it's evil and this, we've talked about that before. Those are your opinions, okay? We don't want to know what I think is evil. What I think is evil is the church molesting little kids for, I want to go into say thousands of years, but for the last 70, 80, 100 years, let's talk about the Catholic Church. That's evil. Evil, when we talk about true evil, evil will mask itself in pure goodness and hide behind a cross and a Bible. Just saw a report on the local news about a Baptist church and how it's being brought up on charges for molesting 40, 50 girls, if I read that correctly. I just sat there going, oh my God. I made it a point never to raise my children in any kind of organized religion, any type of church. I just refused to. I took my daughters to powwows to get in touch with their Native American side because they are part Native, and I taught them about nature and stuff like that, and I let them make their own choices. I never cram my beliefs down their throat. Okay, and the irony of this is, I never cram my children's beliefs down their throat. My beliefs down my children's throat, but It's a tradition now with solstice. We do a family thing on solstice. We do all. My youngest daughter's really into paranormal investigating. Um, there's just certain things that you don't ever think will inspire your kids that you do, and it does inspire them. And it's to a point now where, like, my oldest daughter's planning on going on her first trip back east in the summer to go to a wedding. And I heard her say to her friend the other day, well, before we make plans and book tickets, I got to talk to my mom and run the stars and see which days would be the best days for us to travel. I always have to go to my mom for this. And I appreciate that. And it makes me feel like, wow, even in my ranting moments of stuff, I realize that they were actually listening. Younger minds are easier to, the millennials as well, are easier to, how do I say this? They're more open-minded than than others. Um, it's like that saying goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's kind of true. Some people are set in their ways. They've been raised Catholic or they've been raised this way, and they just can't grasp the new age side. And that's just them. That's their celestial makeup. There's nothing I can do about it or you can do about it. But with that being said, all of you out there that are in the esoteric realm and do this for a living and do this for whether it's a living, a hobby, be true to yourself, know your self-worth, and don't let others, get you down. Don't let others get you down, okay? I always say this, in the method of astrology that I do, time will always be my true confidant. You can laugh at me all you want. I've had people bash me about what I say about Donald Trump or what I say about this one or that one. It's not because I hate Donald Trump. It's because what I see in his stars. No, I was never a big fan of Donald Trump even 10 years ago. I have a radar for male chauvinistic energy, and his energy is just chauvinistic, and I can't deal with that. But that was 10 years ago. I'm saying the same things I said 10 years ago. I never thought I would be running a chart for a president with his stars. Never in my wildest dreams would I think that would happen. So you can get mad at me all you want, but time will always be my true confidant, because you know why? The stars never lie. People lie. Politicians lie. Priests lie. Pastors lie. Religion's a lie. Religion is there to keep you enslaved. Stop being enslaved. Break free from those chains and seek higher consciousness. That's all I have to say about it. Call me what you want. Say what you want. You do your thing and I will do mine. And we will be just fine. Keep doing what you guys are doing out there, fellow witches, fellow esoteric people, and always remember, especially those who are in the realm of magic, sometimes what they don't understand, they criticize, okay? And some people just will never be able to comprehend what we do. Are we evil? No. And are we devil worshippers? No. But you know what? I know a great many devil worshippers, and they're the nicest people you ever meet. Okay. I think that's a topic. That's a topic for a whole nother discussion, is the devil. There's good and bad in the devil. I always say know where your devil placement is, and so that you can ride the devil, not let the devil ride you. The devil will feed on the weak-minded. The devil will feed on that. Okay. I know a lot of Wiccans say, oh, there's no such thing as a devil. There's no devil in the craft. Yeah, I used to believe that too until I studied ancient Nostradamus astrology, and I realized that, wow, you can't have God without the devil. And God can be a great many things to a great many people. Okay? What my God is and what your God is may be two different things, and that's okay. But the devil, you need to use him to your advantage. And I think I'm going to do a show. I'm going to do a full moon broadcast. And then this week, I'm going to talk about the devil a little bit more in detail. Because we need to not fear it so much. You've been feared into things. And that has to stop. And I don't even know if it'll happen in this lifetime of mine where this thought process will change. Like I said, maybe 500-600 years from now, when we're in the zenith of the new age of Aquarius, that people will go, aha. But I want to wish everyone a great Sunday. And there's a full moon coming on Tuesday, and I will do a full moon report probably Tuesday evening. But I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on this and let you all know that opinions are just like assholes. Everybody's got one, and everybody's else's stinks. You know, that's a crude, rude term to use, but when we're dealing with religious zealots and nuts, I think a little crudeness goes a long way. Okay? And with that being said, I want everyone to have a great work week. Blessings to all, and the Astrology Witch will see you very soon. Ciao, bellos.